With all of the talk of the God of War series taking place in the Egyptian and Mayan eras, I wanted to discuss two things in particular that point towards characters from ancient Egypt being in the game that is due to release in the next few months. This comes off the back of Game Informer's visit to Santa Monica, when director Cory Barlog told them that they may end up going on to the Egyptian era and the Mayan era, and so on and so forth, teasing even more mythologies in the God of War universe. A lot of people have discussed the possibilities if Kratos were to travel to those worlds, but the idea that he will come across people from other foreign lands while in Scandinavia hasn't really been considered. The thing that really caught my eye was the appearance of the creature that is highlighted on the cover art for Game Informer's February issue. It has the features of animals that are typically found in hotter climates. Leopards in particular had a role in ancient Egyptian culture. Their skin was very valuable and some even kept them as pets. This then led me to the mythical beast known as the Sepiped, creatures with the body of a leopard and the head of a snake. They can be spotted on various ancient Egyptian ornaments, but no one really knows much about them other than that. It has been postulated that they are a symbol of the chaos and barbarism that existed beyond the borders of Egypt during the early days known as the pre-dynastic period. This could have been the time when the Egyptian gods walked the earth. Folks who played God of War Ascension will remember a note that referred to travelling from the land of the pharaoh, so this isn't really a surprise because we always knew that the ancient Egyptian belief system was out there somewhere. It lines up with the story of God of War taking place during the pre-migration era in Scandinavia, way before the time of the Vikings. Sepipeds were also called the Sedja, which means one who travels afar, and it would explain why some can be found all the way in Scandinavia. If you wanted to go crazy with it, you could even suggest that the Egyptian god Set sent them to go after Kratos after learning of where he has settled. Set was the god of foreigners among other things, so he probably knows all about Kratos' reputation. He was also associated with evil since he mutilated and killed his own brother Osiris. As per the art team at Santa Monica, each creature will have its own story and allegiances. With the slate for Sepipeds being fairly blank, they have quite a bit of room to impress their own signature. So now that we have uncovered the roots of this ancient creature, it should make what I'm about to say next a lot less outlandish. There is a moment in the Be a Warrior trailer from E3 2017 which is perhaps the most significant when it comes to Easter eggs. It is really easy to miss because it's only shown for a split second, but if we pause the footage at this point here, we can see a small statue of an Egyptian goddess with what looks to be a headdress in the shape of a disc. This is the ancient Egyptian goddess Hathor. She was the daughter of Ra, who embodied the traits of both Zeus and Helios as creator of life in Egypt and sun god. Now what if this was Santa Monica's way of hinting at the identity of Atreus' mother and Kratos' partner? The trailer was edited so that we see an urn with Kratos on it right after. The more I read about this goddess, the better the pieces fit in with what we know about her from Atreus and why the studio has gone to great lengths to keep her identity secret because of its implications. Why was she such a good hunter? Why is she open to those that can help? All of these questions can be answered when you read into Hathor's qualities. She was the Egyptian goddess of love, joy and fertility, which meant that she was strongly associated with motherhood. Her equivalent in Greek mythology was Aphrodite as a goddess of beauty, so those who were joking about Aphrodite being Atreus' mother weren't as far off from the truth as they thought. Hathor was also said to be a patroness of foreign lands, so she probably had a good understanding of the Norse world before she even decided to settle there. This then leads me on to the next logical question. Why did she run away from Egypt to go to somewhere like Scandinavia? Well, there was a point in time when she was actually a goddess of death and destruction. When Ra was ruling Egypt, he was subject to a lot of criticism from humans and they plotted against him. Ra wanted to punish them, so he sent Hathor in the form of the bloodthirsty monster Sekhmet. She killed hundreds and hundreds of people to the point where there was only chaos, but could not be stopped even after Ra wanted her to. He was worried that she would wipe out the entire human race, so he brewed a drink that looked like blood in an effort to trick her into having some. After drinking it, she forgot about her mission and returned to her form as Hathor, the goddess of love and joy. Humans were finally saved from her fury, and soldiers sometimes prayed to her to give them strength and focus in battle. It is possible that she decides to leave ancient Egypt because she later remembers her origins and Ra's actions. Her past is not too dissimilar from what Kratos went through, and it describes why she is able to overlook his deeds and give him a second chance. Kratos may be struggling a lot more, but they both ultimately became different people. So far, she has always been depicted wearing a hood, and this might be because revealing her identity to anyone in Midgard would risk her safety. Atreus has been described as full god, which is a big hint towards his mother descending from a powerful lineage, just like Kratos. If she isn't a Vanir, Hathor would be only one of two options left in my mind, the last one being an Aesir goddess, but I think that is very unlikely. This blows the door wide open for what we can expect when traversing the game's environments. Who knows what other characters we could see from Egyptian mythology, or other mythologies for that matter. This also explains how the Witch of the Forest knows that the Norse gods don't take kindly to outsiders, and this is because Kratos is far from being the only one.
The gods of these realms don't take kindly to outsiders, trust me. When they find you, and they will, they'll make things difficult.
The idea of other foreigners living in the Norse lands could be quite a poignant theme to tackle when you look at our history and the issues that people face in the multicultural societies we live in today. I don't know about you guys, but this has somehow made me even more excited, which I didn't think was possible. Egyptian mythology was my #1 choice for where God of War should go next, even though I'm still happy with them taking it to the Norse era. With Kratos trying to move as far away as he can from the person that he used to be, nothing would challenge that more than putting him in a belief system that builds up to the end of all things. It just makes more sense when you think about the more focused character work that they want to do with Kratos. Ancient Egypt is a fantastically rich setting, and nothing in recent memory exemplifies this more than Assassin's Creed Origins, one of my favourite games of 2017. It's therefore nice to see them drawing from it this early. They could have gone the way of Ascension by putting in notes and paintings that allude to other gods and mythological beasts being out there, but we are now taking it a step further by actually introducing them in what is probably the first chapter of a new Norse-focused trilogy. It really helps to build the idea of this vast world with different belief systems all coexisting at the same time, and creates more opportunities for varied backstories. So what do you guys think about the Sepulchre and of Atreus' mother being an Egyptian goddess? Do you think it's awesome like I do, or would you rather they focus exclusively on Norse lore? Is this even likely in your opinion, or do you think I'm way off the mark? Don't be afraid to share your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next video.